Well, back again. It's your main man, DJ Premium J. And today we have a very special guest for you guys out here. Today, formerly a writer, a contributor, just about every hat you can think of Radio 1. And a new gig, new man, Mr. ESPN himself. I let the man let you tell his specific name he would like to go by, because every time I bring somebody in this chair over here, if it's not a social handle, it's a nickname or whatever. I know the man as Brandon or Brandoc, but
Brandon Caldwell, Brandoc on Instagram, _Brandoc on Twitter. Basically that guy that wrote about Houston hip hop for like about 12, 13 years, and then now it's like, hey, I work for the 4-letter network. So I am thankful to be here. I'm excited to be here. I'm glad to be here. And again, thank you for having me, man.
Oh man,
it's a long time coming, by the way.
Appreciate it. Before we get started, I just would like to let y'all know this man here is one of my inspirations, and also somebody that I pay attention to very closely on what they do on social media. This man and Brad Gilmore, I have to give him a shout out because that's how we actually met.
Yeah.
I pay attention to everything.
Yeah. It's crazy how our paths kind of like elevated, because Brad was, ironically enough, I had a blog called Dana Dream.
Yes, sir.
And Brad was the first writer I ever hired on at Dana Dream. So it was me and him as a two-man operation, and it grew to like 5, 6, 7, etc. And then Brad's initial talents was he was a musician. He wanted to get his band 2011 on, and they kind of like went their own little separate ways. And then now you see Brad as the color commentator for Reality of Wrestling. You see him working alongside Booker T for the Hall of Fame pod on ESPN, five time. You see them talking about anything from wrestling to UFC. You see him getting production credits on A&E documentaries.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot of things Brad has done, and I will give him his flowers right now, because the Kid with the Bouffant is now a best-selling author and a legend in his own right. So Brad, salute to you, my brother.
Much love. So today on Who's Up Sports. Usually how we start things off, we call it a pregame. It would be like little quick hits.
Yeah.
Just throw your quick opinion real quick. We won't get into too much debate about it, but we'll see.
All right. Hit me.
Harbaugh back to the NFL. Yes or no?
Why? Why would he go back?
Why?
Why?
You don't think he's handling a lot of pressure right now with the Michigan alums?
I mean, look, Harbaugh did exactly what he needed to do this year. Did they beat Ohio State? Yes. Did they trounce Iowa in the Big Ten title game? Yes. Did you also realize there are bullies in the rest of the world called SEC?
Bowl game.
Oh yeah. We getting there. I say they got thumped by Georgia in the Orange Bowl. That kind of was supposed to happen. Now it's like, okay, you finally got your sustained season of excellence where you're supposed to be. I would much rather you sustain that out of Michigan than you try to jump back in the NFL and try to get Justin Fields back on the right path, things of that nature. I just think
Chicago.
The Bears got their own issues at quarterback. My man J.R. Bang is waiting for the day that I slide into my role and I press the alert that says, hey, Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace have been let go as coach and GM. But I don't know who can take that position. I don't know who can do it.
My bad, guys. It's not even Oakland anymore.
Vegas, baby.
Las
Vegas. Ooh, could Harbaugh go to Vegas? Nah, we need him at. We have him staying in Arbor.
Miami.
Nah. Miami is like helter skelter. Like, they don't know what they really want to do. Like, they can lose 7 straight, win 8 straight, and still miss the playoffs in the same damn season.
Jacksonville.
I don't want that for Jim Harbaugh. I don't want that type of.
That's a curse, huh?
I don't want it on him. Like, the best movie gonna end up being in is an AEW promo or AEW.
Oh
match.
my God.
And must say, because it ain't gonna be on the field. Like, Trevor Lawrence, cool, but they need 52 more people that are kind of talented like Trevor Lawrence in order to make that thing work. And I don't think they're gonna do that.
While we're here, SEC. Another quick hit.
Go ahead.
Bama. And what I mean by that is dominance.
Oh.
Will it continue the way it is for another decade or so?
As long as Nick Saban is at the helm, yeah. As long as Nick Saban is there, yeah. I mean, the Alabama coaching rehab clinic has produced yet another successful candidate in Bill O'Brien, who, if you're a Texans fan, you know, it's almost like, you know, Voldemort. Like, he who shall not be named. But, hey, he's getting interviewed.
I think curse words come up.
Exactly.
They do. Bill O'Brien.
They do.
In his city.
But Bill is getting an interview with the Jacksonville Jaguars for their coaching vacancy. I don't know how, because the offense took a back seat this year compared to last season when they had Sark at the helm and they had Mac Jones throwing it to dudes who were booty butt naked open and Devonta Smith won the Heisman, right? But again, as long as Nick Saban is recruiting, and Nick Saban has Aflac commercial now, so he's ABC, he will always be recruiting, they're going to be fine.
Before we move off of Bama, same question I asked about Harbaugh, but with Saban.
He ain't going nowhere. Like, being the head coach of Alabama is the second most stressful job in the country next to being the president.
Okay.
Just saying. Like, the way they care about football is a totally different scenario than any other place in the country.
Let me let y'all know out there before we move on out of this topic, Nick Saban would be a damn fool if he leaves Alabama.
It don't matter what the stresses may be. He can lose one game, lose 2 games. Nah, I wouldn't leave. You and Miss Terry can go ahead and just run for governor. Y'all be straight. Y'all be fine. Y'all be cool. The situation is this. Just stay. Just stay. I don't care if they offer you $100 million for 1 year work. It ain't worth it.
Okay, I'm going to shoot at you real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Okay.
Nets.
They got part-time Kyrie. Like, Kyrie Irving puts in PTO every other game, but he's only going to show up on the road.
Do we see a championship?
If a game 7 is on the road, yeah, the championship is possible. But they have too many ifs. Too many ifs will clog that up. I have no idea who's winning the title this year.
Is James Harden the same?
I'm saying this. James Harden, beginning of this season, was Jim Harden. He was Jim Harden because...
Whoa, the disrespect is real.
Not even being disrespectful. He wasn't himself, right? He had to get used to the fact that, hey, all that insurance fraud that, quote Monty Jones, I'll give him credit for that one. The quote-unquote insurance fraud he was committing...
You know what
I'm saying, that insurance fraud he was committing, drawing fouls, refs weren't calling that no more. So now he had to readjust the game. It took him a couple months, but he's looked like James Harden again the last couple months.
So if they don't win a title, is it a bust? Is it safe to say, fair to say, that this super team was a bust?
Yeah, it's fair. It is fair solely because name the other dominant team in the East.
Milwaukee, Philadelphia.
When healthy Milwaukee, yes. When Joel Embiid, I don't know if Joel Embiid can carry that entire franchise to the Eastern Conference Finals, because that's pretty much what it is. If they don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, they have to blow it up. I mean, they're blowing it up anyway with Ben Simmons, but they have to blow it up. And the Bulls right now are the number 1 seed in the East.
And
the Bulls.
I will say this. A team that I have much respect for, that people tend to write off. I understand, COVID, bubble, the Miami Heat. They're dogs. They're well coached and they're dogs.
They're well coached.
Jimmy Butler is a top 5 player. That is a running debate here.
I'll give you 10. I don't know about 5. I'll give you top 10. I don't know about 5 for the simple reason that when healthy, the Lakers have 2 of the 5. Now you got to name the other 3.
Kyrie Irving is not well praised here. I will say that.
I mean, I couldn't see how Kyrie would be well praised here. I mean, the man is a savant on the basketball court.
If he's on the basketball court.
Again, part-time Kyrie is a thing. I didn't know you can have a part-time job in the NBA, but sure enough, Kyrie Irving is proving my point. It's possible.
Next team, the Lakers.
Whew, boy. They just got to get healthy and get right. Like, COVID's whooped their ass. 80s ankles are made of paper mache. They just need to get right. Like, shouldn't be.
Westbrook
actually had a turnover-free game for the first time since 2016.
Do you believe that is an anomaly, or it can be duplicated if they get it right come playoffs?
I think it can be duplicated for the sheer fact of this. if you look at Russ's statistics since he won MVP in 2016-17, he starts off slow in the beginning, the first couple months of the season.
Yeah.
Then Russ goes full-blown supernova by, say, January all the way past, like, April. And then after that, come playoff time, either he's hurt, like he was when he was with the Rockets, he had a busted-up quad, or, you're playing for the Wizards, which is a curse unto itself in the first place. I think Russ...
Free Bradley Beal.
I think Russ, if you just let him lead and be point guard and let LeBron be center, because this point LeBron, I wouldn't even say point center forward, whatever, because LeBron is his own position, it's worked. They've won a lot they've kind of built up a little bit. They've gotten over 500 again. It took a little second, but it's working.
What he's doing out there right now is amazing. It is amazing. In the year he's in,
19.
at the age that he's playing at.
I'll put it to you like this. LeBron James came into the league when G-Unit was still a four-man group. When it was still Tony Ayo, Young Buck, Lloyd Banks, 50 Cent.
50 is now running network television.
That's how long LeBron James has been in the league. G-Unit sneakers were a thing when LeBron James came in the league.
This jacket would have been nowhere near as fitting or tight.
Nah.
At all.
I mean, what LeBron is doing, and he told the Kings this the other day, he told them he's been a motherfucking problem since high school. It's not a lie. It's a fact. Granted, it's the Kings, right? But again, it's the same team that whooped up on them Thanksgiving night.
I give you that.
In triple overtime.
I give you that.
Sometimes
I was about to say, we are talking about Sacramento here, though.
The other can't get right in the NBA. I don't know. I don't know how I can fix them. I'll be upset if, say for example, right? You're playing my player, NBA 2K, right?
Okay.
And you got drafted to the Kings. How fast do you want to get traded off the Kings?
Whew, like yesterday.
Thank you. That's all I need to say. That's it.
I believe they have ruined Marvin Bagley, who I believe is not that bad of a player. I think he is a great rotational power forward.
He is. I think you need to free the fourth best rapper in the NBA. You have to free him. Because Miles Bridges is 1, Dame Lillard is 2, there's somebody out there is 3, and then Marvin Bagley is 4.
We gonna move it straight to the last one. Here's the team, hometown, the Rockets. Before you say anything, we don't have the right coach. He cannot motivate this young squad. It has been proven multiple times through.
I totally disagree on that one.
Let's hear it.
We got it's a bunch of kids, bro. Like you have, all right. Steven Silas got a raw hand from jump
with James
because he thought he was coaching James and Russell Westbrook, and then guess what? You lose 20 straight your first year. Your second year, you're playing a bunch of kids, and now it's like this whole roster construction is weird, right?
Okay.
However, the thing about it was you went on a 7-game win streak when you realized, hey, a 2-big lineup don't work. And I don't even think it's really on Silas because the offense moves. The offense has a lot of ball rotation. Everybody gets their shots, and people can pick in. Do I think that Christian Wood need to be the number one option on this team? No. I don't think his heart's in it.
Let me ask you something.
All right.
I'm hearing where you're coming from.
Okay.
But let me ask you something.
All right.
If you are the GM and you hire a coach and you give him a fairly talented group of young guys, they're not ready per se.
Yeah.
And is it safe to say he's had at least half a season with these guys? Dating from the time back and this year.
So yeah, we got a season and a half of evidence. Yeah.
If that man loses your locker room, is he the right coach for your team?
See, I don't think he's lost the locker room. Why? His edge up is still intact. Okay? If his edge up was gone or pushed back just a little bit, then I'd be a little bit worried about Steven Silas. But I'm not. I think the recent developments of this last week with Kevin Porter Jr. and John Lucas kind of going at it in the locker room, and also Christian Wood not coming in the game.
Let me just say it right now. Kevin Porter Jr. is playing the wrong position.
That is still gonna forever be a work in progress. I understand they want him to be the point guard.
He's not a point guard.
But he's a two. He's honest to God, he's a two. But then again, if he's a two and Jalen Green's a two, do you need two guards on this roster?
See.
And I say this, game winner against the Wizards notwithstanding, Kevin Porter Jr. has shown flashes. Jalen Green has shown plenty of flashes. I want my number 2 pick to get the ball more and show more determination about the fact that, I am the most talented offensive player we got on this team. Give me the ball and let me cook.
So we blew up the roster.
We did.
As of now, we are sitting dead last.
Cool. I mean, do you not see who is probably coming here if the chips fall up how it should be?
So.
And I'm a Duke fan. I want Paolo Banchero to come here.
I am not a fan of the NBA draft. In no way, sort of.
In a woke way, or it's basically you playing with a bunch of lottery tickets sort of way.
Half and half.
Half and half.
Half and half.
Okay.
I don't believe in the NBA draft anymore, just because of, obviously, it's a big lottery and to me it's a crapshoot. And I believe we haven't had just a defined this guy here is ready since the likes of maybe Kevin Durant. Maybe it's been a while.
I wouldn't even go that far back though. That's 07 because that was Odin and Greg. It was Odin and Durant. No, because Zion was pretty much ready. Zion body, however, wasn't ready. Ja Morant was ready, and now look at him. He's a freaking star.
I was a Ja Morant guy.
Yeah.
I'm still a Ja Morant guy, but he wasn't the consensus.
Oh, no. There's no... Given the fact that, between AAU, between just college ball in general not being the way it was, there is never... I don't think you're going to have a clear-cut number one guy, right? At one point in time, I thought Marvin Bagley was the number one guy in college. I thought that, right? Didn't turn out that way.
I felt a lot of ways.
Because I was like, why are we talking DeAndre Ayton?
I think it got murky around the Harrison twins time.
Oh, 14, 15, yeah.
It was real murky.
Yeah.
Very murky.
So, okay. The last time I remember a clear cut, no doubt, this is, I must say, you're an idiot if you don't go ahead and draft number one, Anthony Davis, when he came out of Kentucky.
Okay.
That was the last. Anthony Davis, Carl Anthony Towns, I was like, okay, I can kind of see it. Kyrie, I don't know. I mean, you're trying to entrust a whole franchise in a 6'3" point guard, right? With handle out of this world, who only played 11 games.
I was just about to say who was basically hurt the entire college.
Yeah, right? So, that's a very interesting point. You say KD was like the last surefire, no doubt, number one.
This is definitely who we're going to give our franchise, our money, our marketing dollars, everything.
All right.
Here's the keys to the franchise.
Because I did not believe in Andrew Wiggins as a number one.
Definitely not.
Did not believe in that one.
And don't dare say Anthony Bennett.
Oh, we don't even think about that draft, because if that draft goes differently, goes number one, Jokic. I think Jokic was in that draft in 14.
I say the closest since then has been Porter Jr. Or maybe.
Oh, you mean Jalen Green? In terms of like a solid number two.
Yeah.
Oh, what was that? Wait. Kevin Porter or Michael Porter Jr.?
No, not Kevin. Michael.
Yes. Yeah, because when healthy, that dude is a terror. He's a whew, Lord, make me sweat. Dang.
Well, we finished the pregame, y'all.
Yep.
It is time to get into the main course. Quarter one. We are going to talk about the NFL playoffs, guys. The NFL playoffs. As soon as our clock right here hits that good old 20, minute apiece, back and forth debate. And are you an AFC or NFC guy, first off?
I am a football free agent. I root for the game. To be quite honest with you, I live with an Eagles fan, so it's kind of a weird dynamic.
Well, if you walk into the production studio here, you see Eagles everywhere.
Yeah, so therefore she'll be quite happy when she actually watches this.
Yes.
Like, these Eagles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was a little hesitant because we're in Texas.
Yeah.
So cowboy situations come out.
It's true.
But It's about that time. Let's get into it.
All right.
Quarter one, NFL playoffs. Who are your picks?
To go to the Super Bowl.
Yes.
I don't even think you could do this in random because of how nuts this playoff is. Aaron Rodgers leading Green Bay. They're going to get the number 1 seed again.
A-Rod with injury.
Sure, okay. I wouldn't go that far. I'm not trying to alienate anybody here. We're gonna leave that one off the table per se, the injury aspect of it. But Aaron Rodgers as the presumptive NFL MVP, going to get back, so to speak, by playing. His probably gonna be his last year in Green Bay. I still think something's gonna happen. They're gonna mess around and lose. I don't know if it's gonna be a divisional game or the NFC Championship game. I don't know which. Something's gonna happen. Why? Because all the mystique of home field's in Green Bay. Tampa Bay is a warm weather team. And they came up there and spanked that ass last year.
It's Tom Brady.
Like there have been more losses at Lambeau than wins, right? When they won a Super Bowl in 2010, Aaron Rodgers went on the road for all of them games to get that win, right? So something's gonna happen. It's gonna mess up, right? Do I believe in the current 2 seed, which is the Buccaneers? Everybody's not healthy. I mean, Tom Brady, Gronk gonna try and get this done? Just them?
It will be
and
no
Mike
more,
Evans. And we'll get there.
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that saga. So that's there. Okay. Then you go 3. Rams. The Rams, if Matthew Stafford wants to be a full-fledged quarterback, like a legit quarterback like he was at the beginning of the season, I see it.
Don't believe in them.
They got way too many weapons, right? They got Cooper Kupp, who's going to win the NFL Triple Crown for receiving. Ain't been done since Steve Smith. They got Odell Beckham, looking like Odell Beckham again. Sorry, Baker Mayfield. Like, you can blame everybody you want to, but hey, bro, it was you. You can have Von Miller looking like early Von Miller. You can have everything going, and then and besides, y'all hosting the Super Bowl this year, right? So, if I had to think about that top 4, and then maybe the Cardinals and the Cowboys are going in the top 6, oh, God. I think the Cowboys and the Rams could be an NFC title game.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I think it could be an NFC title game.
AFC.
Well, after Baton Rouge, Joe Burrow showed out against Kansas City, I don't know what to even say. Because the way the AFC is looking, like, literally we could see, like, hey, Patriots mess around against the Super Bowl again. So it's possible.
No Patty.
I don't trust the defense.
No,
I just don't trust them.
As of late, the defense have been playing.
But look who they
12-ish.
played. The only offense I will respect that they did that to was the Cowboys.
So you don't believe in momentum?
No,
Going into the playoffs with momentum.
I don't believe. Momentum is a scientific concept about things going downhill, right? Going downhill, going uphill. Of course, it's energy. I believe in a term of confidence. I also believe you basically going shot for shot with Cincinnati, and their list of weapons is a little bit fascinating and
But
interesting.
Cincinnati has no defense whatsoever.
Do they? They got enough to win. They had enough to win the AFC North. And sometimes in the playoffs, you need just enough.
Okay, I will give
Just
all respect and credit to Joe Burrow and his cast of weapons, but are we going to be honest and say the NFC North wasn't what it should have been or could have been?
Well, the AFC North definitely was not what it was supposed to be because Lamar's hurt. The Browns are, they give
The
you
Browns are the Browns.
They give you one good year and 29 other years of futility and sadness and paper bags. You got the Bengals.
Baker, you out here.
The Bengals rising up and saying, okay, we're gonna take this division when Joe is healthy. Am I saying the Steelers? Well, they need a quarterback because Ben's gone. So, and heck, congratulations to T.J. Watt for breaking that sack record. I'm already calling it because Lamar ain't playing. Lamar's not starting Sunday. Congratulations on that record, TJ.
Oh, bold take.
Good work.
Bold take.
Good work, baby. Good work.
And outside of that division, I don't believe in the Bills. I do not believe in the Bills. Belichick is just getting warmed up with Mac Jones. We'll see about that year 2 and 3 in my mind. I see Patrick Mahomes lifting up the Lombardi one more time.
Breaking, I might say, kind of breaking somewhat of a Madden curse. Because remember, it was him and Brady on the cover this year.
Yes.
All right. So it's Chiefs versus who? In your eyes, it's Chiefs versus who? Because I can't call it.
I'm an Eagles fan. We will lose in the first round because I am a realist and I live in reality.
But in that same reality, you got 3 first-round picks. Once upon a time, you were banging on them 3 first-round picks to be like.
I wasn't gonna bring that up. I wasn't gonna toot some horn. Appreciate you, Carson Wentz. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Good luck out there. We love you. Aaron Rodgers, with the barring injury, it's looking like a date of an A-Rod versus Patrick in my eyes.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I don't bet against Tom Brady. The Rams aren't for real. Arizona is still just not ready. It's just something missing. It's something.
Can you trust a playoff team that you can beat at their home?
No.
Exactly.
No.
That's all I need to know.
And then, no matter what happens on the back end, the Cowboys are always going to be the Cowboys, and that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Heading on into quarter 2.
Deuce.
We mentioned it. Antonio Brown. If you just would let me take the floor for a second.
Hey, by all, it's your show, baby. It's your show. I'm just going to sit back and listen.
I understand that this won't be a popular opinion. I understand that there's a lot of different traction out there. But this is what I will say.
Wow.
Since 2018, Antonio Brown has showed everybody why he cannot be trusted, should not be signed, should not be around any NFL organization. I don't know if you feel differently because I see on my timelines a lot of people giving a lot of, to me, excuses. This is what I will say before I take it to you.
Right.
Let's throw away the allegations of, let's just throw that away.
Yeah.
Let's throw away the moving truck incident.
Okay.
Let's throw away the whole out of the, the TV out of the window fiasco.
Yeah.
Let's throw all non-football related topics out.
Okay.
2018, he calls Ben Roethlisberger a racist.
All right. We going down the list of
I'm not going to say everything, but I will say football-related things. He called the captain of his football team. First off, this organization is the organization that invented the Rooney Rule.
Yep.
It is led by Mike Tomlin, who is a prominent African American,
and a Kappa who celebrated J5 earlier this week. And hey, shout out to Mike Tomlin for being the first head coach in the league to go 15 straight years without losing a season, start a career.
Hey.
So we were discussing his AB's transgressions regarding his teammates and throwing them under the
Devil's
bus.
advocate. This is the same team that had Villanueva, the lineman, who decided he was gonna make a statement against Colin Kaepernick and the whole kneeling thing.
Yeah.
So there's a little, shakiness in the locker room, but I just don't believe that team who featured guys like Ryan Clark or James Harrison would make a leader or listen to a racist. We don't have to make it racial.
I'm not making it racial.
It's just a statement that he made.
I'm not making it racial. I'm purely putting it on putting the onus on accountability. So Antonio Brown's transgressions while a member of the Steelers, let's start there, were pretty mild, all things considered. Then he got his clock cleaned by Vontaze Burfict, and then after that, things kind of got a little bit interesting.
A little hazy.
To start by the point of him going on Facebook Live, of all places, after a playoff game. And then the next week, they went and got their doors.
You heard right.
Yeah,
He not tripping. He said that.
Yeah, they went and got their doors blown off by Pittsburgh. And not Pittsburgh, they got their doors blown off by the Patriots in the AFC title game. I remember that. Then he gets released from the Steelers, right? Then he gets released. No, he gets traded from the Steelers. The Steelers like, I'm done. They trade him to the Raiders.
Before that.
Before that.
They went through the little issues with the Facebook Live. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of transgressions between him and Ben.
There was, yeah.
The owner, the GM, the organization said they were going to keep things on a hush-hush. Because we were going to reconvene in the offseason.
Because again, what's the Steeler way? To keep things firmly in-house. Firmly in-house.
And he goes straight to social media.
Yeah. That's what he does. That i.e. how I say, if you even want to fast forward, how did we get here again this past week? Social media.
He punched Mike Mayock.
Yeah, there's oh gosh.
His feet were frostbitten.
Like, yeah, why would you end up doing things with your feet and then jump and walk in? So the point of because again, Jay's gonna go through all the different transgressions all the time with Antonio Brown. I'm just gonna leave it strictly to this past week, right? We can sum everything up. One, old buddy faked having a vaccine card, which is technically a federal offense. But nah, you still play football. Like, as long as you can show up and play, you're good. In that league, in America, so to speak, where showing up is paramount, it's the main thing you can do. The thing is that Antonio Brown, in his eyes, he said he was hurt, right? He said he was hurt, and he said that Bruce Arians basically wanted him to come back in the game. AB said he was hurt. He said, no, can't do it. He said, you're gone, da-da-da-da. So, and I've learned this by just covering Antonio Brown things. How often is it that when there's a story with Antonio Brown, it don't necessarily just stay one story? Why does the story always evolve in weird, ways that it don't need to evolve in?
I didn't say nothing about those emails.
Like, why does it go left, right?
I'm just saying here, if you want to take DJ Premium J's perspective, AB, let's go.
And so
let's get him out of here.
And so the thing with Antonio Brown does he still have a case for being like a Hall of Fame wide receiver? Yeah,
yes.
Of course.
Can't take his talent away.
However, at no point whatsoever is there just a simple black and white situation with dude. It's always a matter of gray. Sometimes it's purple. Sometimes it's blue. Sometimes it involves OnlyFans. Sometimes it involves going on podcasts. Sometimes it involves going on Clubhouse.
He went on the Breakfast Club and said he was going to compete with Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick Lamar, and proceeded to spit a freestyle that I will not even continue to speak on.
We knew something was up when Antonio Brown, the man, decided to have a half-blonde mustache.
Before we head straight into halftime,
that's all I got for you right there. Like,
would you hire AB right now?
For what job? UPS, DHL, FedEx.
I think we got it.
Nah, the thing is, it's about trust. And if you can't trust dude to show up for a job in the ways that you should trust somebody to show up for a job, or even let somebody know, hey, I'm not gonna work, or I'm gonna say I don't have necessarily the talents or powers at the moment to work to my job to the utmost that you expect me of, bruh, just sit down. And the thing about it was, AB would have a lot more people on his side, 100%, if he did not walk off the field chunking the deuce half naked. If he didn't do that, he'd been cool, fine, perfect, but he wasn't, and that's why. And I was like, you know what? It's crazy. It's just, I wish more from him, right? I wish more.
Let's head into halftime.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorite topics going on right now.
Go ahead.
I was not a fan of Jake Paul. I kind of still am not really, because I'm waiting to see him box somebody. But this whole back and forth between him and Dana
Mm-hmm.
and what he said with his stipulations and
Yep.
trying to get these fighters paid, benefits,
Mm-hmm.
he gained my respect through that.
I mean, Jake Paul is a troll. At the end of the day, he's a troll. But what do you know about trolls in this day and age, in this sort of economy? Trolling gets you paid extremely well. And if Jake Paul wants to maneuver and kind of poke at Dana White to get, UFC fighters paid, I'm all for it. Hey, look, those guys train in ways that, blow my mind. I remember sitting cage side for a UFC fight and I asked myself, why would people do this? Why would you willingly want to get kicked in your shin on a consistent basis?
Before I ask you this, let me ask you something.
Okay.
Do you know Dana White's background as it pertains to boxing?
Yeah, I do.
So, now I ask you this question, which I asked somebody else, and they thought I was crazy for even asking a question like this. Would Jake Paul sleep Dana White the way he slept his previous competitors?
Jake Paul threw a right hand from 1987, and somehow Tyron Woodley didn't realize it was coming. And Tyron Woodley's hands.
He was scary at one point.
Again, Tyron Woodley's hands has been his detriment.
At one point.
Even as he did become UFC welterweight champion, this, that, and the third. The problem. I somehow think that if you put the two in the ring, Dana White might get that man a unanimous decision. I really do. Only because Jake Paul's hand speed is suspect as can be. Like, I saw that coming. I don't even box. I don't like getting hit in the first place. But I saw that right hand coming from... Bruh, that right hand said...
Ever since the Nigerian Nightmare decided to stomp on his feet and hit him with a few nudges from the elbow, Tyron Woodley has not been the same.
I'm just saying, I don't want you getting hit by I don't want to get hit by a goddamn right hand that started off with Stratton Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. You can't call niggas with attitude. That's how old that goddamn right hand started off at, and still landed, and slept that boy.
So
had him looking like a goddamn figurine. That's how bad it looked. Pigeon-toed.
Permanent meme status.
Oh,
before we leave out of halftime, I have to ask you this.
Okay.
Is Jake Paul legit now?
No.
Do we take him serious?
No, you don't take him seriously because, again, Tyron Woodley's not a boxer. Tyron Woodley's claim to fame is a wrestler.
Yes, he is.
He's a wrestler.
Yes.
If Jake Paul gets in there with somebody who has actual hand power, like his brother did when his brother decided to fight Floyd Mayweather of all people and got knocked out with his feet but got held up because, hey, the money is in you staying on your feet.
Have you heard Floyd is now
fighting
out the box
on an airship in Dubai or something like that? Yes.
Is Floyd becoming...
Floyd bored, man. Floyd is bored.
So is that bad for boxing, or is Jake Paul bad for boxing?
Well, both are not bad for boxing because boxing has had its spectacle and its carnyisms long before Jake Paul did it, long before Floyd. Remember, Muhammad Ali fought Antonio Inaki. That's a wrestler.
Yes.
A pro wrestler. And it was an awkward looking fight.
And all he did was kick him.
I'll say, what was the opening scene of Rocky 3? Rocky versus Hulk Hogan, a.k.a. Thunderlips. Again, it just is what it is. It is what it is. But
well, since we on that wrestling topic, we in quarter 3.
Yep.
AEW branding.
Yes, sir.
Are you all elite?
Brandon is not entirely all elite. However, Brandon is fully aware of the fact that Bryan Danielson versus Hangman Page all of a sudden became 1989. Was that 89? Was that 87? I forget the year. Anyway, I say the same way it's Terry Funk and Ric Flair.
Ooh.
With the blood and the personality having it. I love it. I love it 100%.
Okay.
Do I find it fascinating that, they basically brought the majority Undisputed Era from NXT over to AEW in a year's time? and it looks like it's gonna be Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish fight for Adam Cole's heart and soul because he's best friends with the Young Bucks. Yeah. Do I follow AEW?
Bring back Kenny Omega. Insert that UE versus the
You
Elite.
have that. You have that. You have Jay Cargill, who was the most telegraphed champion of all. But while AEW is touting up and down about diversity and inclusion, I ain't seen no brother. I'm about to say, to quote Spike Lee, I ain't seen no brothers on the wall. I ain't seen no Will Hobbs fight for AEW World Heavyweight Championship. I ain't seen Private Party really get a shot at the AEW Tag Team Championship.
Okay.
I don't necessarily see where their black single stars are compared to WWE, who has literally had a black man either with or around the WWE title for the last 3 years.
So
4 actually. I forgot Kofi. Kofi was 2018.
So are we saying that the Hispanic heritage would not count for black and brown representation?
It counts. It does, 100%. But again, Sammy Guevara is TNT champion.
Not anymore.
Not anymore because
Cody.
for some reason Cody is a champion again. I don't know
We're
why.
getting a rematch.
I don't know why he is though. But
Lucha Bros held the titles down for a while.
they held the tag team titles down for a while, and then thank God all Rey Fenix did was not break his arm on that powerbomb.
Bionic Man.
He just dislocated it, right? He just dislocated it. But point to be made is real simple, right? I think that AEW, if their focus is strictly on being AEW and not trying to tout themselves as we're not like the other guys, they succeed. But every single time they try to tout themselves as, oh, we're not WWE, we're not this, that, and the third, they end up falling on their face. For example, between Big Swole discussing why she left the company and Tony Khan jumping on social media saying everything that you should not say as a promoter, I was like, oh my god. Like, look, I'll be quite frank. I don't necessarily agree with all the releases WWE makes, right? I don't think the purging of NXT and you losing William Regal and losing talent agents and things of that nature, and Samoa Joe, for example, I don't think all of it is great and dandy either. However, I think that when you have a roster that is so loaded with talent, there's going to be moments where you're like, oh snap, we kind of messed up because we oversaturated it, and now we don't know what to do with it.
So, we don't love Darby. Do we love Darby?
Like, as a talent?
Yes.
Personal stuff aside? I mean, hey, modern day Jeff Hardy.
MJF.
Probably my favorite heel over there because he's absolutely
I believe he is modern day. Not the same, but modern day Legend Killer Randy Orton status right now.
Yes, and also he's got mid over as a catchphrase, so to speak, which is great. And then also, hey, you insult CM Punk about a WrestleMania main event he didn't get as opposed to the UFC.
Their promos that they're working right now is straight gold.
Yeah, I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that match.
Let's just go ahead and blend in this quarter 4 with WWE.
Yep.
Budget cuts has been the theme, obviously, of all of these months.
They have.
We are finally getting Lashley versus Lesnar, which not everybody's a fan of, but I have been dying for that.
Oh, buddy, what was Big E's dream match? Like, look, you can have your work great. You can have 5-star matches. I want big men in the ring slapping me. And that is what we're gonna get. We're gonna get Lesnar versus Black Lesnar. And I can't wait, baby. I can't wait whatsoever. I knew they planted the seeds at day 1, and then let's say Monday on Raw, they planted them even more. And I'm like, oh, the promo go between Paul Heyman and MVP. And again, can we just say Paul Heyman is the greatest wrestler?
Oh man, let's just it's there.
You can't think modern pro wrestling without thinking Paul Heyman, right? The man legit said,
Shout out to Paulie Dangerous.
Again, the man legit said, a week without me as Roman Reigns' special counsel, he had corona. I was like, God dang, Paul. I mean, it's true, but sheesh. So, I'm looking forward to that. But what it does mean is that I now have no idea who's winning the Royal Rumble.
So now let's focus on the We're talking about things that we're excited about.
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
Get.
Because I mentioned the budget cuts.
Yep.
Are we seeing the end of an era?
In what regard and what way?
I mean, we're more profitable, obviously,
We are.
if we're speaking from the WWE's brain. But now it seems as if we don't grow homegrown talent anymore.
Ooh, that's a good question. I like that one. I like that one.
NXT, which was looked as a farm system, is now, in my opinion, a graveyard.
I wouldn't even call it a graveyard. I wouldn't call it a graveyard because
Other than Braun Breaker, I see nothing.
other than Child Steiner.
And that's why I give him any love.
I give it okay.
I'll
I'll give you Braun Breaker. I give you MSK. I give you. I give you. I give you some talent. There is definitely some talent there. I don't know where they go from here. I think that's the thing with wrestling is that when you don't know where something's going,
We can't even take the title off Roman.
I don't want you to. I don't want you to. I want him to hold that title in
Bruno
perpetuity.
status? He's gonna go Bruno status? That long of a championship reign?
You got anybody in mind that makes sense for him to lose it to?
Maybe Rollins. Maybe Rollins.
All right, I'll phrase it like this. You can't give Roman. You can't have Roman drop the title until he beats Dwayne. Until he beats cousin Dwayne and sends him to the Hall of Fame officially, you can't have him drop the belt.
So what direction are we taking this company?
It's still strapped on the back of Roman Reigns. I don't know where. I'm gonna say after that, I don't know where you go with it, but it's still on the back of Roman Reigns.
I don't see Walter doing anything on the main roster. I don't see
Oh my God.
Von Wagner.
I don't know what Von Wagner is going to do or what a Von Wagner truly is going to be. But hey, I mean, Walter versus Lesnar. Think about that for a second.
I thought about Karrion Kross versus Lesnar.
You thought that, sir. I didn't think that for a damn second.
I thought about Keith Lee versus Lesnar.
All right, I'll give you that. I did think that.
I thought about a lot of different things that just, sheesh. Kevin Owens was the man to me a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, last time I checked, he was the man. He still is the man on these streets. Because
how is he being presented that way?
Kevin Owens, for the last 2 years and change, has either been near the WWE title or the Universal title, is making money hand over fist, and is having fun. Right? He got a showcase WrestleMania match with his best friend Sami Zayn, and I'm trying to figure out when we want talent, we want wrestlers to go places and succeed elsewhere, and it's like, oh my God, you must say, yeah, he's getting used how WWE didn't use him. He's over here doing that, and I'm like, okay, so what if he gets misused there? Then what, right? Where's your argument going to be then? The point is that not everybody is meant to be the god in wrestling. There are times when you can have the belt. There are times when you can go ahead and sell all the merch you want. There are times you can have when you sell out arenas, stadiums, etc., etc. But everyone is not built to be the god.
To that, this will be my last thing before we get out of here. I'll say, then why does it feel as if the Intercontinental Championship, the United States Championship, the 24/7 Championship, the Cruiserweight, North American, NXT, UK, why does it seem like they're all the same belt that does not matter?
I don't think that one is true. I think the UK title matters because if you recall the Dragunov Walter match last year, which was 137%.
It was amazing.
Pure violence.
It was amazing.
I mean, NXT UK as its own entity has done amazing work. Like, I think that title definitely matters. Now, the United States title I think matters because they kind of built a storyline around it. Because it's like Damian Priest, is he gonna go loco? Is he gonna keep his body in check? Right?
You're enjoying that.
It's something. It's something for him to do. And I think a lot of times in wrestling, you need something for your talent to do. If your talent does not have things to do, they're going to get lost, they're going to get wayward, and they're going to leave.
But do you enjoy it? Are you enjoying this program? With any of these titles? The Women's Tag Championship, the men Raw and SmackDown, both women's championships as well. What program, other than Roman's program or Lesnar or Lashley being attached to anything, do you enjoy in WWE as of right now?
I enjoy. Look, I think Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch put on a hell of a match that kind of over delivered on what people expected that match to be. I think that Bianca Belair is once more going to be women's champion. I don't know when. I know it's going to be happening soon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, you got Mania coming up. You can give her that moment 2 years in a row.
Hey.
You can give her that moment 2 years in a row. Must say it's the SmackDown side. I'm like, okay, I have no idea for, because I don't think Charlotte Flair, as God-given a talent and amazing she is, like, she can do so much with or without the belt. Thing is, she doesn't necessarily need the belt, but the belt always gravitates.
Let's
back
be honest,
her.
she does not need the belt.
Nah. So, I mean, SmackDown tag titles are still going to be inside the Uso Penitentiary. I don't know what's going to happen with them.
I think WWE's tag division is ruined.
Ruined?
All the talent in the world, but it just seems as if they don't know what to do with it. What happened to the 1990 tag tournaments that we used to have?
So about that Dusty Classic, right? Hey, how about that? Hey, and on that note, sir, I was saying we was gonna have to have a question. It's like, no, it's just up in the air.
To close this out,
Yep.
I believe we've reached a new era of wrestling when it comes to what is popular to watch and what you will enjoy. I believe WWE will always be king because they are what I believe the equivalent to McDonald's, Walmart. It's just a brand that's established, trusted in your household. It's just there.
It is.
AEW will become the new cool factor, which we went through with WCW for a time and ECW for a time. If you go back that far and remember, guys. Impact for maybe a couple of months.
Maybe possible.
I mean, I enjoyed AJ's X Division time.
Always. I mean,
Chris Sabin, guys like that. But wrestling just in a new era, guys.
Yep.
This should be your main man, DJ Premium J, here at the Culture Network Studios here on Who's Up. And I had an amazing time with my special guest.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Mr. Brandon Brandop, Mr. I write it, you read it, and it's going to be facts. Every hat you can think of, wrestling, sports, basketball, football, hip-hop, which I would love to give my guy sometime. Maybe we could do something over, I know you're going to be out of Texas, over the online or something.
Yeah, we might be able to get something cracking. Yeah.
But anything you would like to say to us before we leave?
Follow this man, support this man on all his social platforms, all his social channels. He's probably gonna drop them for you. You can follow me on Twitter at _BrandOC. You can follow me on Instagram at BrandOC. And just stay safe, man. Wear your mask.
We out.